Hi guys, welcome to Meeple's People Circus. Today we are playing Netatunka by Le Boîte de Jeu. I probably killed that language, I've killed French, but hey ho. Amy's going to go through the rules explanation with you. We've got a bit of basic setup to do. We have basically got the board set up ready to play. We've just got to do the Physit and Nomad tiles.
The canoe tiles.
The canoe tiles.
Yeah.
Physit and Nomad. They're all nomads.
That's where you go.
Yeah. And
oh, it's fine.
yeah, and I think that's about it. So, should I just quickly set up the canoe tiles?
Well, we can do that as we're going around the board.
Okay. So I'll let you go.
So Netatunka. Basically, the Netatunka within, I think it's an Indian tribe.
Yes.
Is basically the leader, and we are competing to become the next leader, the next Netatunka of said tribes. We are taking on the role of a clan, and we are going to make our way through the board. It's a basic worker placement game, which is spread across 3 boards in this case. So we have what we call the village board. So these are all the locations that you can go to play. We have locations, starting in the middle is the Netatunka space. Then you work out to the elder spaces which are surrounding them. Then we just have single locations. And then right in these 2 far corners we have 3 corners. We have open locations which are denominated by the type of meeples that you can see. So single locations, 1 meeple, elder locations with the dot around it, multiple meeples, multiple players. Fairly easy. Then we have in front of us our very own clan boards. So we keep our resources along here. We have tent spaces. So each tent is going to cost us 2 hides and 1 wood to create a tent. And we are allowed to start on the next tent along, but we have basically things that we have to pay before we can start moving along. So I can start building here, but if I want to start building onto the next space I need to spend a mushroom to do that. Meat and mushrooms in a later case. The middle space here is our totem pole space, and we will get 5 points for every 2 wood and 1 bone in that structure. Down here we have the feed clan spaces. In here we can put meat and mushrooms. Once the first 5 on the left are filled, we have this little tile in the centre. This actually allows us an extra. This actually allows us a special power. One of our nomad people can copy a power. So you can ignore single spaces at that point. And obviously there's more spaces over here. End game, you get 1 point for a mushroom, 2 points for a meat. And right on these far spaces here, we have spaces to put handicraft cards, which we're going to show you in a minute. But they basically come in 3 types. You have drum, you have bows, and you have garments. So that's that board. Right over this side in front of Jay we have the totem pole leaderboard. So it's basically the person who is highest is going to go further up the board. Then you'd have the second player fitting in somewhere along here. These will actually change depending on the number of players that you've got. So in a 2-player game the points are dependent on how many how high your totem pole is for the second player. The first player will always get the 8 points. So we have different types of resources. We have wood, we have hides, meat, we have bone, we have mushrooms, and we've got some special little tokens from the Kickstarter to represent tents so we don't keep knocking everything over.
This is the Kickstarter exclusive, so there are a few extra pieces we have. We have the extra meeple buffaloes, we have the jewel-eyed boards, We have the Totem Bowl tokens. We have the First Player Fancy Feather, and the storage boxes for everything to be stored in the game.
You also get a few extra cards.
And yes, we get the canoe cards. Tiles. These are the Kickstarter exclusive. We won't be using these in the game. We will leave them out. Oh, and we get the 3D meeple canoe person.
Yeah.
I think that is it. It does come with expansion. We've not tried that yet.
Some of these are shapes,
the
like
meeples,
the meat and the bone and the mushroom. Those are also Kickstarter exclusive. But it's easier with the
the player board just makes so much of a difference.
Okay.
Yep.
So we've got a couple of last pieces of setup to do. So out here we have the canoe tile space. So for a 2-player game we're going to put 4 normal canoe tiles.
Final canoe.
And we have a final canoe tile picked at random and placed face down.
So
that's your final.
And then I pick 3 of these at random.
Yeah. 4. 4 of those at random.
Yeah. Kind of want to put the Kickstarter ones in, but we will resist.
We'll just go with it for now.
We will do another video with the expansion at some point to show you the expansion. So.
Did you want me to talk through the locations?
Yeah, run through the.
Okay.
So
can see them. We're going to start over here. We have fell timber. So here we can take a generosity point, and then we add 3 woods and a mushroom. Here. Okay. So if we come here, we can retrieve the wood. If we come here, we can collect mushrooms and wood. Down here we have a space to erect our totem pole. And then we have the Elder of the Forest, which allows us to receive a wood or take a wood from our reserve and put it on our totem pole.
So anything with a hand means take from the box rather than the board.
Yeah. Okay. Over here we have the Elder of Handicrafts. So that allows you to take a handicraft card, which is available beside the board, which I'm going to turn them all over in a minute. Or take a wood or a hide from our reserve and put it on a tent or our handicraft our handicraft card.
From our tile from our player board onto
one of the resources.
Yeah.
To start on a handicraft card.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we can make an offering. So there's 3 options here. We can take a generosity point, which we don't start any with, to get a resource of any type, or we can take a resource to get a generosity point. And it's back and forth. This one allows us to spend a generosity point to get a handicraft card, or we have here pay a generosity point to benefit from any link on the board. So if you see between locations there's actually little stop-offs. Those can actually give you benefits as well. If you link 2 of your nomads in 2 adjacent locations, you can put on what we have, these little crescent moon shapes. They can go round this link as a reminder that you have achieved that and that you will be claiming that at the end of the round. So we have construct tents in this space here. We have gather your thoughts, which allows you to earn generosity points. We have the hunt. Now normally we would have little tokens of buffaloes, which are hunted and not hunted. For our sort of house rule, we're making them run free in the forests, but we're lying them down where they're hunted, which is a little insensitive.
In the rules it says it's the other way around. So they're laying down when they're free and you stand them up when they're hunted, and to us it makes no sense. So
we're running them free.
We're doing it opposite. So on the Kickstarter rules it says stand them up when they're hunted. It's like, no.
We realise that we've house ruled that.
Yeah, that's our. Because personally, I'd rather them standing up when they're alive and laying down when they're dead.
Okay. Over here we have the tanning area. So this has a mandatory step that we have to do first. So if you've got a caught buffalo in the hunting area here, then you return it to not caught and you add 3 hide and 3 meat to the area.
You can't do this if you haven't got a buffalo.
If there's no buffalo there, you won't be adding anything.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the elder of the hunt, so you can receive meat from the reserve.
Do you gain to?
Sorry, with the tanning
yeah,
area.
Yeah, you gain to.
So you take 2 hides.
Yeah, yeah. So you add the
Yeah.
resources.
You take
and take
2 hides
Yeah,
there. Yeah. So the elder of the hunt lets you take a meat from the reserve, or place a wood or a hide from our reserve onto the tent section. Then you have smoke meats over here, so that allows you to take up to 2 meat available from here in the tanning area. We have up here nourish your clan, so we can take a mushroom or a meat from our reserve and put it in our nourishment section of our clan board. Elder of nourishment, again we can take a mushroom or put a meat or a mushroom into the nourishment section. We have visit canoe up here, so this is going to change every single time. It has a basic sort of structure. You have an option, in this case 2 people can play here. You can take a meat, a mushroom or a hide on this one, or on this side. I believe that you have to get rid of these to get the first player marker and the wandering nomad. Now the wandering nomad you'll get if you go onto the visiting canoe space and go in the right direction. It's always the first person onto here that will get the choice of which way to go. The other person will have to go the other way. Wandering nomad is effectively an extra player.
It's just an extra person you can
Yeah,
use.
it's effectively an extra player. And okay, so the last space is here with the Netatunka. It's a single space location in a 2-player game. In a 3 or more, you can actually play 2 people here. This allows you to get a Netatunka card, build on your totem pole, but it requires that you spend 1 meat or 2 mushrooms. So here again, 1 meat, 2 mushrooms up the top.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, so we have our special powers, which are the copy or the using of the visiting nomad. We have the links. So the turn order is you place nomads out. So in a 2-player game, we have to take 2 colours. We'll be placing 6 out of the 8 that we have. So we can either play 4 of one colour and 2 of the other, or 3 and 3. Just so the game flows that little bit better.
Or 5 and 1.
No, you can't play 5 and 1.
No, it's not 5 meeples.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just saw that after I said it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So put your meeples out, collect your meeples back in any order, and then we'll have end round where we're basically just tidying up the board and starting the next round.
You do have certain locations that will link to straight to the others. So if you play these 2 locations here, you effectively next turn your meeple has to do this other.
Yeah, so you'll see there's actually footprint marks from these 2 locations. So if you do visit either of these 2 elders, they will send you to these locations.
It's a mandatory thing, so
Yeah.
it's a case
It's
of...
one of those you have to bear it in mind, because it will put your nomad out.
Yeah, our first game.
It will put your nomad out for 2 turns effectively.
Yeah.
So we will basically bring all our nomads in, flip at least 1 buffalo, so he's alive and hunting out there. If there are more than 3 meat here at the end of the row, we have to return any excess to the supply, because it'll effectively go off and rot.
But everything else adds up every time.
Follow the footprints, flip the next canoe tile and we'll move our little canoe marker.
We do have these here.
Yes, we do. So this is a special link. So if you achieve this link, you can go through the stack of powers and pick one that you like.
Yep.
Yeah, that's quite handy. So last thing we need to have an objective card each.
Yep.
Give them a good shuffle. Have already, but would you like to pick one at random? Go for that one.
So
I'm
I will
gonna
show
go for
people
this
on
one.
YouTube what I'm getting. Okay. Do you want
Okay.
to show people off YouTube
Yeah.
your
So that's that. Would you like to double check your
yes.
objective card in the rules?
Yes.
Because they are a little bit.
I think I know what mine is, but I just want to double
Okay.
check.
So that's the Netta Tonka cards, objective cards. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need to check mine. Okay. That's fine.
So now we want to flip over our cards so we can
Yeah.
show what we're doing, and then it is time to start the gameplay.
Okay, so the actual available ones are these 5 cards here. So as soon as we take one of these, we will replace it with this card and flip over the next one. Same deal. This will be what we will replace anything with. So we have a garment, another garment, a drum, and a drum. So end of the game we will earn points for our tents, depending on how far around we are. We will earn points for every 2 wood and 1 bone in our totem pole. We will earn points for how well we nourish our clan. We will earn these points that are listed on the handicraft cards, but if we get a set of 3 we get an additional 5 points, so that will be 1 drum, 1 bow, 1 garment.
Yep.
You'll also get points as per your objective card and any generosity points that you have left over.
Yep.
And most points becomes the next Netta Tonka.
Yes.